Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at ADA again. We haven't looked at it for a couple of days, so we're just going to revisit it and see where we think this is going. I want to first state thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to show your support, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and why not leave us some feedback down in the comment section below. Okay, so let's jump into the video. So we were looking at a few things with ADA, and has come and settled into this green box area that we're looking to target out in the previous video. If you want more information of what we're looking at on a macro scale, we can look at, if you look at in the previous videos that we've published, you'll find one in there on ADA that has more information on the macro. But I'm just going to give it a brief overview. So potentially what we're looking at is the fact that we have a expanding diagonal within this move, sorry, a contracting diagonal within this move where all of this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And all of this would become a fifth wave move. So the problem with this move is we cannot cross past this 2459. If we drop past this zone, we'll have to stop looking at it as a diagonal and we'll have to start counting it in another way. And the only other way that I could see would be a bigger impulse, which would mean that we were potentially still within a wave 3. Um, so yeah, it's not a good situation. Hopefully we stay above this line and then we can look at it as a diagonal, and then we shouldn't go down as low. But we'll have to just keep tabs on it. So within this move that we can see here from this fourth wave high, we can argue that we're finished in here with this yellow fifth wave. So if I just move this down here, so this yellow fifth wave could technically move here, but with the structure, if we count the subwaves within this, this looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this low, which means that this would be a third wave on its own. So this would have to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'd be looking for this fifth wave. So it is possible that this fifth wave is completed in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this low point. It is also possible that this is a 1, 2, 3, and then we're still looking for this fifth wave to the downside. If that is the case, if I just jump down here onto the 1 hour time frame, what we would be looking for is the fact that we have a potential to move back down one more time into this zone here. This 2461 to this 2432 would be a typical fifth wave area. And what we'd be looking for here is that this move then would become a 1, 2, 3, up into this high for a 4, and then potentially we're starting to drop down now, and this would be our area we'd be looking to target out. However, we can count this slightly different, and we can have this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and then a really short fifth wave. So this is also possible. We just need to see how this move reacts as to whether we're going to be moving down into these zones or whether we're going to be moving to the upside from here. So if we take this actually as a completed wave 5 into this low and not that we're looking to go down, then we have some potential things that could be going on here. Effectively, what we're looking at, if I go back here onto the 4 hourly, just so we can get a bit of a picture, I'm looking at this move as a 1, 2, and then we have this as a 1, 2, all of this is a 3, 4, and a fifth wave into this zone here. So that would leave us with this additional fourth and fifth that still needs to play out. The typical area for this, if we come back out a little bit here, if I just throw this fib on, it depends where it is, but if we've completed it here, we would be looking to move up towards this 2724 to anywhere between this 2724 and this 2567 on the lower end of the spectrum. Though the most common area for this is this 2724, and we can see that this would also line up previously with this previous wave 4 here, so we would be looking for potential to move up into this zone. Though the question is are we going to move down first or are we going to move up? So if we come back into here on the smaller time frames, what we'd be looking for, if I just flick this open and let's see if it's on here. No, it's not. Okay, so don't worry about that. Basically, what we'd be looking for is the potential that we could be starting a move to the upside here if this fifth wave is completed here at this trend line. So now what we'd be looking for here is the structure is not great, and I was originally thinking it was going to be a 1-2, maybe a 1-2 again, but it's not developed as such. So either within this move here, we could potentially have some kind of a diagonal shape, and it's going to look to break down to that fifth wave location. And basically that would be, if we do have a move down like that, what we'd be looking at is this is a wave 2. Confirmation of a wave 3 would come by crossing this 1.618 area of 2487, and then we'd be looking for that wave 3 to complete, a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to the downside, which could potentially look to target out this area. We could also potentially look to just hit this trend line again one more time, and then move away from it. Okay, so if, however, we're completed here at this 5, what we could be looking at, if we look at this move, if I just grab the right fib, if we go to the top end of this move and we have a look to the downside, we can see that this has already come down to the 702 range. So, I mean, it's come plenty deep enough. It could potentially move a little bit lower to the 786, which lines up with this previous closing area here. So it is possible we could see a move down to that, and then we start to move to the upside. However, if we are completed here, let me just see something quick. If I throw this on at a 1-to-1, what does a 1-to-1? So we've reached a 1-to-1 of this A wave, so we could technically be completed this retracement already. And what we'd be looking for then is whether we are going to be moving to the upside. So invalidation of having that additional leg to the downside here would basically come by crossing above this zone here of 2577. Moving back above 2577 would confirm that this 5-wave move ended here, and that we actually have a bigger move to the upside here to come and happen. So like I said, the structure within this currently is not looking good for any kind of an impulsive move. So this is just looking like an A, B, and a C to the upside, and then an A, B, and a C to the downside. So 3 waves, 3 waves. So if that's the case, what we could be potentially looking at is just a move like this as a, let's go, an A, a B, and looking for a C wave to the upside. This C wave to the upside would potentially, if this low has already been made here, look to come up and test this zone here of this 02571 area. If we do move back up to this zone, that could therefore be a completed ABC. And then what we'd be looking for is potential to come back and find support back to the downside. If we move back to the downside, if I just get rid of this fib here, what we would be looking for is the potential of having a move back down here, up, and then looking to target out somewhere within this 50% to the 786 area. That would be a typical area that we could look to target out, and then look to for continuation to the upside. Basically, this could just be a corrective move up and look to move towards this 27-23, or potentially even towards just at this 26-26 zone. If we were just to have an ABC like this and then ABC down, effectively if we measure this move here, this is obviously just rough until we get the actual waves come in. We could see that we would be looking to come up here at a 1-to-1 of about 2608. So it is possible that we could be looking to see something like this develop, where we have this as an A wave, a B wave, and then we're looking to push up for that C wave to the upside. That being said, even though we can't see good structure within this move, we have to bear in mind that we could potentially have some kind of a extended wave 1 in here, where this is a 1, 2, 3, and then maybe we have a truncated 5th here, and then basically we have an ABC to the downside. If that is the case, what we would be looking for then for confirmation of a 5-wave move to the upside would be by moving up past this 2616 area. If we do have a move to the upside past that 2616 area, what we'd be looking at then is the potential of having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. And if we have a 5-wave move like this, it won't really happen on its own. So what we'd be looking for then is a bigger ABC to the upside. If this 5-wave move does develop as we have it shown here, what we would be looking to do is target out towards this 2646 to this 2628 area. That would be a typical area we could look to target out. And if this plays out, that's what we'd be looking for. So basically, at the moment, I am still expecting this move to come to the downside, but should it fail to break below this 2478 zone, it is possible we could look to move up past this 2577 and invalidate basically having an additional fifth wave here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for a fifth wave to the downside. However, should we break down past this zone, this would be my first initial area that I would be looking for. Though we need to just be aware there could also be extensions within these waves that aren't quite apparent at the moment. So we just need to keep an eye. If this starts to drop off too much, then it would probably be that we're actually still within this fifth wave, and maybe it's extending, or we're getting a leading diagonal or something to that description. So it sort of holds on to whether we hold this 2478 and we start to move up. If we do, then the target area that I'd be particularly interested in was potentially this previous fourth wave high here, and then like we said, the top of this move here was the other the 236 zone. So it's possible we could look to move up into these zones, face rejection, and then move down again in this fifth wave to the downside. Whether we move down and cross this 2459 will basically govern whether we look at this as a bigger impulsive structure to the downside, or whether we are looking at this as a diagonal. If we move past this 2459 zone, then we won't be able to look at it as a diagonal anymore, and we'll have to reevaluate the wave counts. Though it is still possible that we could see additional legs to the downside, with an additional fourth and fifth, which we explained in the previous video, because there's two ways of reading this B wave. We can either look at the B wave as a triangle within here, and we have a 5-wave move that finishes here. We have this as a triangle, and then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2. All of this is a 3, 4, and a 5, then basically an additional 4 and a 5 to come. So we need to just bear that in mind. If we do get the additional legs in the fours in the additional yellow fourth and fifth, what we would be looking at is moving down towards this 2330 zone to this 2225 area. So this could be a potential area we look to target out, and the 1-to-1 would come down to this 0.2222 zone. So that's what we're looking out for, and I hope you found this video useful. We'll keep you up to date with the moves as we see them developing, but I hope everyone has a great evening, and we will see you in the next video. Keep safe out there, everybody.